They say that our church building here in Janesville is one of the largest Methodist buildings in Wisconsin. There's a sanctuary, a chapel, a fellowship hall, a kitchen, and 2 dozen more rooms upstairs, and a dozen classrooms on 3 wings downstairs. And right in the middle of the building is this enclosed garden. It's bounded by windowed hallways on 2 sides, and a door on each of the other 2 sides, one leading to the church hall and the other opening up toward the sanctuary. It's known as the garth, a Middle Eastern term that described a grassy quadrangle surrounded by cloisters. Alfred Tennyson in The Princess in 1847 wrote, "A clapper clapping in a garth to scare the fowl from fruit." In some poetry, garth also indicates a sacred space, which, in the case of our garth, is sacred space surrounded by sacred space. As unique as this space is, I find I sometimes take it for granted. I walk past it from my office to a meeting indoors, or I imagine the flurry of activity on a Sunday morning as people busily tend to tasks in the far reaches of the building, while a bird flits about and sings its song out here. The garth is literally at the very center of this sprawling house of worship. It is easy to take for granted the things at the center of our lives, the places where joy resides while the mundane fills up the day, the things we know to be true that are drowned out by the doubts cast upon us by the world, the people we treasure who get pushed aside by the transitory demands of lesser worth, and even God, who at one time or another we profess to be the center of our lives, the center of who we are, and the very spirit in whom we live and move and have our being. But we easily forget what's at the center, where the flowers bloom and the soil is rich, and even now, as it prepares for autumn and winter's rest, will be replenishing to burst anew in spring. I ought to remind myself to connect with what's at the center, to not just look in at the center from outside as I might gaze at this garth through the hallway window, but to open the door to the center and breathe the fresh air and smell the mossy earth and feel the sun upon my face and remember that at the center, living things are growing. We'll see you next time.